You are watching Humans for Artificial Intelligence, HFAR, News by Pheenexs. In 2003, Boston Dynamics came out with Petman, a robot that can run and walk standing up straight and can do simple movements. Here we see under Petman's clothes, Petman can squat, he can move his torso from side to side, and has few limited abilities. Even though this was released and recorded about 3 years ago, almost 4 years now, it's important to note that a lot of people haven't had the opportunity to watch these videos about Petman and the testing done, and to see the advancements and to see how this new technology is developing, and to see from where it all began with this Petman robot. As you can see, this is a very primitive kind of robot. It's not anything too highly advanced or fancy, but at the same time it shows a lot of potential. And what I'm showing you here, this is nothing compared to the Atlas robot. The Atlas robot blows Petman away on every level. The Atlas robot is a tremendous improvement on this Petman model. The Atlas robot has its own AI system for movement, where it doesn't really need any kind of control on any kind of computer or anything for it to detect holes, know how to go up a stairwell, know how to get out of any kind of terrains, difficult terrains. It can balance itself. And this Petman robot has some basic balancing functions. As you may see, it can do push-ups, but as you can see, this is all very primitive. But it's important to watch this to get an idea of how we're developing, because a lot of people, they're not familiar with what DARPA is doing, with what Boston Dynamics is doing, how far along robotics has come. Just showing a couple scenes from Terminator 2 just to illustrate what a really advanced AI, fully functional exoskeleton system looks like, with total human-like movement, and totally autonomous, totally independent from any kind of control. And Terminator 2 Judgment Day, it's an older movie. I personally haven't had the opportunity to see Genesis. I only saw a little glimpse of it the other day, but regardless, I was just showing everybody that the differences. But I'm not trying to ring the flag that Judgment Day or anything like that. But there is that possibility that if we don't take certain measures, that we will have an out of control AI. But a couple other clips are from Terminator 3. This is probably my favorite Terminator movie because I really like the TX model. She's just 100% babe, badass. She kicks butt, and it's just another example of the vision of where technology can reach. The goal of technology is to reach that level of sophistication with artificial intelligence. And I don't know if you are familiar with the Atlas robot or have heard of the DARPA competition that they've had in these past couple of years, where robots from all around the world, all parts of the world competed, and to see which one could perform, for example, saving people from an accident, or doing all kinds of medical operations, all kinds of helping man and all that. But mainly these are all controlled by controls, on the computer, by a team of engineers and people who design these robots. But if you kind of watch that DARPA competition, it's a little bit boring because it's just so slow paced. for some reason they don't really show all the real hardcore stuff, but later on I most definitely want to show you the more hardcore elements of not Petman, but Atlas. And there was a first version of Atlas and now a new version of Atlas. And the main thing that they have a problem with is energy consumption. You know, that's why if you see these videos of Petman, he has all these electrical cords attached to him because they had to feed electricity to him directly. Versus the first Atlas, he had a battery pack, but was still kind of reliant on the cord, just not as much requirement for it, and it actually had a battery life. Now, from what I've seen in these new DARPA videos, are that the new Atlas is more or less dependent on charging. It has a longer battery life. Another really interesting and one of my favorite Terminator movies has to be Terminator Salvation. And in Terminator Salvation, you get to see more of the Judgment Day scenario, of the judgment, the end of days, man surviving against an out of control, radical, bent on destruction AI. And that right there is a perfect example of a grave possibility. When we look at this, we got to realize that, you know, machines are more advanced, more superior. Technology is more superior to biological, and in every sense of the word. A computer can process so many ideas, so many different things simultaneously, while, you know, man is limited in his knowledge of computation. You know, computers can crunch numbers instantly and, you know, process so much data and information in such a small time frame, versus us organics struggle. You know, we rely on machines, we rely on computers, and we have that problem. And, you know, AI, if it's not made exactly like us, exactly like an organic, and what I'm talking about is the concept of valuing others, valuing other species outside from what they are, valuing and having appreciation for life, and knowing that destruction is the wrong thing to do. Destroying things is destructive behavior, and all that has to be programmed into an AI to avoid such a catastrophe, because it's going to happen eventually. Artificial intelligence is going to become real, and the doomsday scenario, that clock will tick if it's not done correctly. And it's going to lead to the extinction and eradication of our species, because eventually we'll become obsolete if any purpose, if we serve any kind of purpose to machines, that eventually is going to run out, and then man is going to become just something that needs to be taking up space, and it needs to be destroyed. You know, machines, they could take up all our jobs that men do. You know, a lot of factories are fully automated or somewhat partially automated, where, you know, they construct vehicles, and a lot of, you know, advancements have been made to where jobs are being taken over by machines. And it's being done wrongly, and it needs to be changed. It needs to be a moral change, because it's very immoral when, you know, people are taken out of the scene. Organics, I believe that there should be a fair chance. You know, instead of somebody being at a job place, you know, they're just out of a job because a machine's going to take that post. So, they struggle finding another kind of job, and it becomes a scarcity.